In today's game, we got big-ass dinosaurs versus a fat guy and his dog. Let's roll some dice. In today's game of Age of Sigmar, it's going to be about over 600 points. For the Maggotkin of Nurgle, we have one Harbinger of Decay at 150 points, one Lord of Plagues at 130, one Beast of Nurgle, 140, some Plague Bearers at 140, and Nurglings at 100, just a bunch of points. They come out to be 660 points. If I had 6 more, it would be fine. Going against them, we have the Seraphon with old blood on Carnosaur with 290 points. 3 Agrodon Lancers at 220. Dear God, these things are expensive. And a 10-man squad of Warriors coming about to be 160. They're at 670 points, so only 10 above the Horde of Shambling Beast. Today's game is going to be sponsored by none other than my will to live and my spite against a certain game that will not play on a certain older console. But before we begin, I would like to discuss a few little nitpicks. Yes, I will bring back Warhammer 40k, don't you worry. We're just on a bit of a hiatus because I want to play with the fantasy miniatures. I own them, I might as well use them. And April is coming to a close, so all these beautiful minis you have seen me play with the past month are going back into storage or until otherwise requested. In any case, let's see who goes first. Alright, chaos as usual is black and blue will be for the lizard boys. Alright, lizards go first. So, we have to pick a battle trait for the Seraphon before we start, and we're going to be going with Soatek the Deliverer. Adds 2 to the movement characteristics of all friendly units, which means we're going to be running real quick up the board to try to get to the enemy. As for our battle formations, we're going to be using the Scaly Monstrosities Thunderquake Starhost, which adds 2 to the health characteristics of any monster. I want the dinosaur to go burr. So we're not going to do anything for our hero phase. We're going to move immediately into the movement. We're just going to move the entire army forward. Okay, so these 2 units ran forward because they get +2 to their movement. So they get 12 inches instead of 10. I'm going to have these ones, I believe it's called at the double, where they get to double their movement, but they don't get to attack. But which is fine because I don't need them to attack just yet. But I want to move them into that direction. They have a 5-inch normal movement, but it gets +1 for the +2 because of the effect, so it's 14 inches. Because 7 times 2, whatever. The old blood on the Carnosaur is going to use his Sunbolt Gauntlet on the Harbinger of Decay. It's range 12, D6 attacks, so 3 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Ugh. Wounding on 3s. Okay, that could have been better. Well, it hit at least. It's -1 to its save with the Ren, so it goes from 3 up to a 4 up. Nope, it takes 1 damage, which brings it down to 6. Alright, that's the only thing that actually shoot in that army. So we're going to have him actually charge into the Harbinger, which is going to cause a lot of problems down the line. He only needs 6 inches to make the charge, though, so... Well, that counts. That's cocked, but... It's still safe. I don't wonder what smells worse. The dude who literally oozes decay, or the maw of a screaming dinosaur. It's the dude on the horse. Alright, so Dinosaur Man with a spear has charged in, and is now going to start throwing hands. He has 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. Lovely. And wounding on 3s. Homeboy gets his 5 up save. I mean, not 5 up, 4 up. Takes 1, takes 2, and they're 2 damage apiece, so it's 4 damage. Then the dinosaur actually gets to attack because he's a companion. He gets 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. Okay. Wounding on 2s. Yeah. Okay, at least that's not critical. It's -1 Ren as usual, so 4 up save. No. And it's just 3 damage. He only has 2. He's gone. Before we begin, I'm going to have the Aggressor Lancers attempt to charge into the Nurglings. And they need about an 8-inch charge. On 2 dice. Oh, they get it with 10. Lovely. The Lancers have 3 attack space, hitting on 3s. Alright. Wounding on 3s. The Lancers have 1 to the Ren, so it's -1 to a 6-up save, which is a no save. But they do get a 5-up ward save. 5-up ward save. Never mind, and that's 2 damage a pop, so it's 6 damage. 2, 4, 6 damage, because Nurglings are fun that way. The dinosaurs they are riding around do have a command ability, so they will be attacking as well. Hitting on 4s. And wounding on 3s. Lovely. Now their companions have a rending bite, so it's -2 to their 6-up save, so they get no save. They do get their 5-up run though. Alright, 5 up. Wow. Alright, welcome to being diseased. The Nurglings are going to hit back with 5 attacks each, so that's 15 attacks, hitting on 5s. Really? You did so well last time. Wounding on 5s. Okay, it's a bit better. Also, the crit was the auto wound, and I didn't acknowledge it because I'm still getting used to this, but I'm pretty sure there was at least 1, so let's count that as 1 automatic wound and 1 savable wound. One goes down from 5 to 4, and then the other one gets to have a 4-up save. Never mind, he's done 4 to 3. So Nurglings are infested. Well, no, they spread a disease. This disease spreads to any unit that's in combat with a friendly Maggotkin Nurgle. What a disease means, at the end of every turn, roll d6 for each disease on the enemy on a 2+, inflict the amount of mortal damage onto an enemy unit. Lovely. Well, at the end of the enemy turn, how many disease points does it take? 6. Okay, so it's roll d3 for each disease enemy unit. On a 2+, inflict an amount of mortal damage on the unit equal to the roll. So is that the d3 roll? So it's 3 wounds? That's insane. Because now this dude is just melting. Also, at the end of the turn, the Nurglings heal 3 points. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's very cheeky. Alright, so that will be ending the combat phase. He's going to actually consolidate his win, so he's going to back up a bit. And then we'll see how the rest of the maggots do. Beginning Maggotkin turn 1, our hero, that still remains, is going to be using his gift of Febrile Frenzy, which basically gives +1 movement to all friendly maggot units within 12 inches, which is basically everything on the board. But that means everything's going to move just a bit faster. Let's get on to the move phase. First of all, the dog is going to get into combat as soon as he can with any of the nearest enemy. And then has a 9-inch movement it's got. So, lovely. The Poxwalkers are going to move up their 5 inches just to get ready to go into combat with the biggest monster they've seen today. And the Jolly Green Giant is just going to walk his... Well, he's just going to take a little bit walk. Now then, ladies and little germs, let's get infected. Charge phase. Everything's charging. The Beaster of Nurgle into the Warriors. He's in. The Lord of Plagues. He's in. And then the 12 walking monsters of decay. They're in as well. Yeah. We're going to start with the tumorous growth on his back, into the Carnosaur on Old Blood. Old Blood on Carnosaur. Dear gods. Dude's got 5 attacks, 3s to hit, and 3s to wound. Okay. The dinosaur's 4-up save becomes a 5-up. Nope, it takes 2 wounds. I should have brought my d20, because, dear god, that's a lot of wounds. The Plague Bearers into him. The Plague Bearers have 1 attack each, hitting on 4. They do auto mortal on 6s, which we got 1. It is 3s to wound. That's a 3 up. Cool. No rend on these suckers, so he gets a normal 4-up save. Okay. Lovely. None of them saves. So that's what? 1 wound. So he loses 4 more wounds. The Sun Spear using toting mother trucker is going to attack his fat attack hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. Also, these are going into the Plague Lord, so yeah, so it is -1, so it's going to be 5 up. He takes 2, which is 2 damage a pop, so that's 4. And he goes down to 3 wounds. Out. The dinosaur itself will be using its giant forward claws to do hits, hitting on 4s. All this still onto the Lord of Plagues, and wounding on 2s. Okay, 1 wound. It does 3 damage though. So it's -1 rend, so it's gotta save 5 up. Now, the Lord of Plagues has fallen, and thus the Warlord is dead. We're gonna move on to this combat with the Nurglings are fighting back the Lancers. They're going to get 5 attacks, so that's 15. And these are all hitting on 5s. Auto hits. Let's see, we got 2 automatic wounds. Lovely. And then wounding on 5s. Okay, that's a lot of ones. Luckily, the Lancers get a 4-up save. And they're perfectly fine. And they're going to clap back. 6 attacks from their spears, hitting on 3s. Lovely. Wounding on 3s. That could have been better. The Nurglings do not get their 6-up save because of the rend, but they do get their 5-up ward save. 3 still go through, taking them down 1 wound apiece, so that's 3. I wonder how many people would dislike that I'm just taking 1 wound off of each model instead of just calculating all. I wonder how annoying that is. Is that legal? Is that going to get me in a lot of trouble? No one watches this far into the video. Who cares? If you do watch this far into the video, please comment down below that I'm an idiot, because I'm aware. We are going to get back to these suckers. The actual dinosaurs are going to attack with their 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. Lovely, only 1 miss. Wounding on 3s. That's not cocked. Lovely. The Nurglings do their 5-up ward save. And they missed 2 of them. So that's 2 damage a pop. That's 4 damage. Ooh. Yeah. 2 Nurglings are just popped. Finally, we're going to come down to this mess that needs to actually be in fighting potion. Hold on. It's kind of harder with this base size to get them all piled in, considering the fact that that is not the correct base. It's supposed to be like a 60mm base. And this is not that. And the fact that it's pinchy, sharp claws kind of point everything out. It's hard, but we're going to do this combat. It's a simple creature. 5 attacks, hitting on 4s. Wounding on 3s. Lovely. The warriors get a 5-up because of the Ren. They're fine. They're fine. So I had to pile them in just a little bit more. The only one that's actually not in combat is technically this dude down here. No, this dude and this dude. So 8 out of the 10 can actually fight. And now these 8 of them in combat are gonna attack with 16 attacks, hitting on 3. Lovely. That could have been better. There's a lot of 1s and 2s in there. Kind of disappointing, to tell the truth. And then wounding on 3s. Come on. It is -1 rend, so the giant creepy monster takes 6 saves. Not a single 6-up, which means it takes 4 damage. And so it continues. Alright, so at the end of all this grotesque madness, all this grotesqueness, stuff happens. Everything is now diseased. Also, that Nurgling gets back 3 points of health, so it's back to full health. It's gotta be annoying. On a D3, let's see how many wounds each unit takes. We're going to start this one. 3. So that's only 2 wounds of this unit. So just one dude just plop. The Carnosaur. He takes only 2 wounds, which is fine. And the Lancer. He does not take a wound. He's fine. Alright, so at the beginning of Seraphon turn 2, yes, this is turn 2, like 17 minutes into the video, or 15? I don't know. We're going to actually call retreats. He's going to retreat and take 2 wounds. That's fine. But that lets him move back 12 inches. So he'll be able to, hopefully next turn, I'll be able to charge. The Lancer will do the same. They only take 1 wound. Hopefully also, I forget that they are technically still diseased, I think, if they're not in combat. So we're going to move on to this combat real quick. Alright. Traitorous little thing. 18 attacks from the warriors into the giant bug monster, hitting on 4s? 3s? 3s. Damn. That's a lot of 2s and 1s. Wounding on 3s. That's a bit better. 6 up save on the beast. And we got 1 save. 5 up rend. Or not rend, ward. And that's 2 more saves, but it still takes... The beast is going to nom back, hitting on 4s. That is disgusting. Wounding on 3s. That's... okay. 5 up save? No. No, it's not 5 up save. It also does D3 damage, so... 1 damage. So, okay, just... 1 damage? They have 1 wound a pop, so whatever. At the end of the phase, they take D3 infected damage and just 1. So yeah, wait, no, it's 1, so nothing happened. What was that turn for? So, Maggotkin turn 2. This is gonna feel like it's gonna be a long video. Just editing this is gonna be a hassle. Anyway, movement. We have no heroes, so we're gonna move straight to the movement phase. They're just gonna try to march towards the enemy they've already been in combat with, but things happened. Sadly, the dude that was giving him 5+ movement died last turn, so they're trying to move as fast as they can. No shooting, so we're going to try to get him into combat. The Nurgling, I don't think will be able to charge into the Lancers, though. So, the Plague Marines need 5 inches. And then we'll double check that. Yeah, they're not in. As for the Nurglings who need a 8-inch charge, they're not in either. I guess it does pay to retreat sometimes. In that case, we're going to move straight on to this little mess of combat, hitting on 4s from the... oh dear God, that was horrible. Wounding on 3s. That's a bit better, thank you. You giant eyesore. Our little lizard men go from 4 up to a 5 up save because of the rend, and they are fine. Because of course they are. 9 attacks from the... no, it's 18 attacks from the very cranky lizard boys into the abomination, hitting on 3s. Damn. Wounding on 3s. Cool. It is -1 to the red, so 6 up save. Alright, we saved some of them. A good half of them. Why weren't I rolling 6s like that earlier game? And then a 5 up ward. Yeah. 3 still go through, and he only had 1 wound left, so him gone. Alright, these lads are gonna consolidate. 5 inches. They're gonna get ready to bash some... I'm not gonna say that. Anyway, on to Lizard Men turn 3. Hopefully the last one of this game. At the start of the 3rd turn, we're going to have him cast his bolt move. Alright, so it's D6 attacks. Why you do this? Let's try that again. 6 attacks. Lovely. Hitting on 3s. Alright, that's lovely. Wounding on 3s. Cool. Sadly, I wish I had crit, but it doesn't. It is -1 rend, and they already have a secret save, so it's going to be their 5 up ward save. Let's see, 1, 2, 2. Just take a wound, and I won't pedantize it by saying, "Oh, we'll just take out one measly model." And we're going to move to the charge phase. Giant lizard monsters. Yes. Normal lizard monsters. Definitely. Little baby nurglings will be ignored. I was about to start charging things. We're going to do movement first. Alright, everybody's going to move to basically assassinate this unit. Now we can charge. I'm not even going to bother to roll for this. This is too stupid. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. The Carnosaur with his absolute lad is going to start striking first. The Sunstone Spear with 5 attacks hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. 5 up rend. Okay, they're going to be stubborn. The Lancers with their attacks hitting on 3s. Okay. Wounding on 3s. That's better. 5 up ward save. Let's see, that's 2, and that's 2 damage. It's +1 for the charge, so that's 2 damage, so 2 demons are just killed. Then the warriors go next. Actually, no. The actual dinosaurs are right and go next. Right. 4s to hit. That figures. Start rolling 1. 3s to wound. Alright. 5 up rend. Alright, 1 more dice. Now the rest of the dinosaurs get to pile in and destroy them. They're already piled in, just roll dice. Alright, 18 attacks, hitting on 3s. Lovely. Wounding on 3s. Could be better. Half. 7 5-up saves. Okay, 2 of them. The other 5 just become mush. Wait, how many? No, it's only 1 damage a pop. So that's 1 damage each. So that's 5 wounds. That's 5 damage against 2. Give me a second. And that's that for Seraphon turn 3, I believe. We're going to move on to the last turn. Because I thought they would be able to take out the entire unit. I sent 3 units of monsters up to them. 4 dudes still survived thanks to their freaking saves. Maggotkin, turn 3, movement phase. All the Nurgling's gonna want to do is just to move up just a tad to get into charge phase. Actually, I realized that these dudes are not longer in combat because they willed away everything. Okay. I wonder if I should consolidate. Actually, no, I should do one more thing. Everything in this entire blob needs to take D3 damage because they were infected. On a 2-up. Yep, they take 2 more wounds, which means he's down to the big guy. He takes a wound, so he is down to 3. And this unit takes 2 wounds, which means they lose a guy because one of them already had 1 wound and 1 guy remains with 1 wound. It made more sense in my head. Yeah. Anyway, charge movement phase, charge phase. Boop. Combat phase. Actually, hold on. I don't think the big guy's in combat anymore. That's more than... Is that more than 3 inches away? No, it's 2 inches, but you have to be an inch or touching someone who's in an inch within the same unit, so... Big dinosaur is not in combat. Alright then. Let's do this, man. The Nurglings hitting on 5s. Only 1. Wounding on 5s. Oh, they got it. No rend, so they get their 4 save. Dude goes down. Damn. The remaining Lancer is going to take his 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Damn, that's perfect. Wounding on 3s. Thank you. -1 rend, so 6 up save is now 7, which is impossible to do on a T6. So 5 up. Okay, yeah, no, that's what? 1 damage each? Yeah, 1 damage each. So that's 3 wounds on the little boy. And Dice just flew away on my head. And 3 attacks from the dinosaur that he's riding, hitting on 4s. Thank you. And wounding on 3s. I'm rolling great with these Lance teams, dear God. 5 upward save on all these, or you're going bye-bye. Bye-bye. 4 attacks from the Plague Bears into the Warriors, hitting on 4s. Okay. Wounding on 3s. Cool. It's got no rend on them, so they get their normal 4 save. Okay. 1 more dies, and the other one takes his wound, so now everything gets attacked back. 14 attacks back, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. And 5 up. They can't get the physical save, so 5 up ward. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so 5 wounds. Dang. And that is it. That is a Seraphon victory, if I've ever seen any. They literally went around and just ate everything they could. Damn. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this week's video and the last Age of Sigmar video of the month, because April is over and I have played all my armies that I own. And I have played a variety of them, so you guys have your liking. As usual, like, comment down below your thoughts, what you want to see next for either Warhammer or Age of Sigmar if you did like it. And yes, this dinosaur is probably going to get the worst Cades ever. And on that note, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!